What a beautiful morning through the dirty windshield of my car. Hey everybody, welcome back to Tommy's Tesla Tech and Travel. I'm heading off to work just for a couple hours. But as soon as I'm done there, I'm going to drop off some books to Melon to get graded. I'll do a whole other video about that later. But 4 books in particular going off to CBCS through their Cyber Monday sale today. So I say thank you to everybody for watching our last video where we talked about the Govee permanent lights. Ironically, the work I got to do today is on those lights because apparently it got a little too cold and that adhesive did not adhere properly on part of it and it fell down. So I'm actually going to go get an electric screwdriver, so a tech portion that I've been looking at for a while from that company called Fanttik that I've talked about. I'm not sponsored by them, but I would love to be because I love their tools and products. So I'm going to go get that little electric screwdriver because I'm going to reinforce the lights to the roof. And we got a new set of lights to get checked out. We're going to get them set up today. They're actually the Christmas Govee lights. So we're going to work on the permanent lights again and finally set up the Christmas lights. It's going to be a fun day. Why don't you guys come with me? Well, I'm officially off work. I was able to drop off my books at FedEx, and just for documentation sakes for a later video, I dropped off Turtle Mania #1, signed by Kevin Eastman, the co-creator, and dropped off Turtles #1 from IDW run in 2011, also signed by Kevin Eastman. I dropped off my Amazing Spider-Man 129, first appearance of the Punisher, and I dropped off my Batman Year 1, aka Batman 404, that was signed by Frank Miller. We'll see how it goes, and you can hold me to it. Now we're going to head into Costco real quick, and I'm going to pick up that screwdriver, and can't wait to show it to you guys. But I do have a question about FedEx for those of you watching who also do like collectible stuff. So I've dropped off many books with FedEx before to get shipped out, to get graded. They always ask me what it is, and I buy the extra insurance. Cool. This is the first time ever that they said, oh, we have to open the box and inspect it because of the value. I was like, excuse me? She goes, yes, anything over a certain amount for insurance-wise, we have to inspect. I was like, oh, that's a first. She goes, we're supposed to do it every time. And she literally ripped open my box and basically looked at the contents, which, okay, I guess it makes sense, but why in the many, many years I've been sending books in for grading that they've never opened a box before like this? And especially to say they have to check the value and make sure it's packed properly. It's a little concerning because I was like, now she knows exactly what's in there and she knows what the value is. So I'll be definitely checking that tracking number. I have no reason to suspect foul play, but that was just unusual compared to my previous experiences. Oh, well, let's go inside Costco. Okay, finally found it. It's actually on sale, so good thing we waited. Weird thing to think, but I've always imagined a Costco food court is very similar to what a prison mess hall would be like. Oh well. Quick stop. Not eating the whole thing, but I need some sustenance in my body, even if it's terrible for me at the moment. So it took a second, but we were finally able to track it down. This is what I was talking about. It's the Fanttik screwdriver, electric screwdriver. And since I only have to put in a handful of screws, it's going to be really useful, especially since I have to go way above my head on a ladder for it. So I've been wanting this for a while, and now I had an excuse to get it. So now let's head home. Let's get those lights fixed, and we'll go from there. And then we'll talk about the new Christmas lights from Govee as well. It's been a long day already, and it's barely 11:30. Whew. Back home now. Forgive the dirty top to our freezer here, but this is the tool I just bought. I've been eyeballing this for a while, and it's really cool. Like I said, it's from Fanttik. So there is our electric screwdriver. So it has a couple settings for different torque different torque speeds. Then you push this here. So yeah, it has all the different settings inside here as well. This is really gnarly, especially for traveling on the go. So I'm excited to try this out right now. So like I said in the last video, I wasn't sure if we were going to need these, so we did. I thought the adhesive would be enough, but it comes with these little things right here to go over the cable to hold it in place where we can screw it down. And that's what we're going to do now in a couple spots for support. Because this is what happened in the middle of the night the other night. And actually, it's gotten worse. Originally, it was just to here, but then they all fell off. So long story short, what happened was the weight just with the adhesive alone wasn't enough. So a lot of these fell down. I don't know why. Ironically, the ones that fell down were the ones I actually did a heat gun with or a hairdryer to heat up the adhesive. The ones I didn't have been perfectly fine. So what I'm doing is reinforcing them with little brackets it came with. And to the person who commented that I did a sloppy job, well, to you, anonymously rude person, hey, you're right. So it takes solace in that. But we're correcting it right now because, hey, it's the first time and this is DIY. And yeah, I'd like to jump in with both feet and go from there. So now we know what to do. And so far, the Fanttik screwdriver has been working admirably, but I will give a couple cons. Well, the pros first. It's great. It's got 3 different torque settings. It's doing really well in that regard. The cons are, since it's so smooth, it's hard to just feel where the button is as you're trying to manipulate it and use it. And there's been several times where I've had to readjust it in order to actually find the button, and I dropped the screw doing so. The other part is it's not strong enough alone for actually going into the wood itself. So I'm having to use a drill bit too, but luckily it's using like the standard size bits, so I can use some of my drill bits I already have. So that's been working out okay. So success, everything is up and running and looking good. And I have to say, I'm really impressed with the screwdriver so far. I'm kind of wishing I would have bought it sooner, but you know, I bought it when I knew I actually needed it. And it's kind of cool as a storage, so all the parts go in here, goes in, locks in place. This goes in upside down, locks in place. And it has a lid too, but I got stuff in there at the moment, so we'll get that on there. But now, for the reason you guys are all watching this video, it's time to get these set up. Now, break from putting up the lights and fixing them, and to go get my computer. Apparently it's done, but when we come back, the Govee Christmas lights, I promise. We're finally back in the house, and thank you for your patience. Now, I'm gonna do the unboxing before we set up the lights. And just like all the other Govee products, they are packaged quite nicely, which I appreciate. Even like a little handle here to pull out the little book with the card. Hopefully that's what it looks like when we're done. Here's the little switch, just like our lights we did outside. And then you have the lights themselves, it looks like. Oh, they're packed in this foam pretty tightly. I got one hand. Let's do it. Oh, there we go. So yeah, just like the setup outside, but obviously in Christmas tree light form. There you go. But instead of the little bulbs that hang off, here are the LEDs. And it looks like just like the other stuff, it's pretty straightforward, which is always nice. Presumably, this is gonna be like the plug-in. Yep, I already see it there. And just like the stuff outside, when I refer to it as idiot-proof, it has the same type of connections where it's only fits in one way. So yeah, let's get this plugged in and let's try to get it set up. And I'm actually not gonna show you how easy they are to set up. I'm gonna have Dana show you how easy they are to set up. Are you nervous to do this?
I am.
Why?
Because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Which is why I'm having you do it. Would you say that you're a tech person?
No.
Is that the only reason you stayed married to me for almost 10 years? Because I am a tech weenie and I like tech around me, and I would like to think that you enjoy it because I make life a little bit more fun and automated around the house.
Yeah.
However, you're the one that wanted to get these lights. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to show them how to set them up. And as you can see on the screen, probably right here in the middle, we actually have Dana on the app right now to set them up. Before I do anything, I do got to plug it in. So give me 1 second.
Ooh.
Okay, it is now plugged in and they're illuminated. And I have it over here because presumably this is where you see the screen for what's going on. So what we're gonna do now is you're gonna hit that plus sign there in the top right corner.
Okay.
There's a button here somewhere, there it is. Oh, except I made a mistake. Hold. And we're back. I forgot to make an important statement. Is when you do something like this, you don't want it on the 5 gigahertz network, which is what most of us like to use because it's faster, but you have to be closer to it. This is gonna be wide ranging. So I switched over to our 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi network. But now that it's on there, if you look there at the top of the screen, it actually shows the lights. So Dana, if you wanna hit add, it's talking. It's talking. It wants us to hit this button, right? Does it, there you go. And now we can change the name of it. So we can change whatever we want. You can say Christmas lights or Hall of Justice lights. We live in the Hall of Justice. I'm assuming that's one thing she's been upset with me for our years being together with our internet names. They've always been comic book themed. And sometimes I made her come up and ask me questions about the comic book to learn the password because I've associated it with it. Yeah, she hasn't divorced me yet after 10 years.
And then done.
Done. And just like that, well, just like that eventually. It's thinking, still thinking. It's really deep in thought.
Connection successful.
And just like that, connection successful. So now the cool thing is we can control everything, but now we can control everything on there, so play with it, see what you think.
There's a forest.
Ooh, green.
Sunset. Oh, that'd be pretty. Aurora.
All with a simple push of a button. But we actually can control these with our...
Sorry.
We can actually control these with Google and Siri and the rest of them as well. Okay. But now the only step left is to get them put on the tree. But would you say that was easy?
Yeah.
Would you say anyone can really do it? And the parts that you guys didn't see off screen is the actual hookup, which in this case, the cable that hooks in to the power outlet, just like the ones outside, only fit in one way. So I made the proclamation they're idiot proof, but you know what? That's a mean thing to say, and I'm sure there's been an idiot out there that couldn't plug it in the right way. Because I know I've done it before with certain electronics. We've all done it. But now, next step is to put them on the tree. But hey, I'm glad we bought these, and we're turning into the Govee family, apparently. This is like now our 4th video, I believe, around Govee lights. But they make a great product that I've been thoroughly impressed with. So what I'm saying is, Govee, hook us up. Sort of kidding. Next, tree. I'm just becoming more and more of a fan of the whole Govee light ecosystem. I don't know, it's good for every holiday, it's good for every occasion, and they're just really fun. Everything from our background lights upstairs while we're filming now to our holiday lights. It's becoming an integrated part of our lives. So, from us to you, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. You know what? Just happy December.